The movie is called Bloodstar, released in 2024. It's a psychological thriller, and I think the film is very good. The story begins in a deserted area. It's nighttime, and we see an injured, scared woman running for her life. A police car was also behind her. Whoever was in the car wanted to harm this woman. Blood was flowing from her mouth because her tongue had been cut out. Exhausted, she falls right there. The man chasing her got out of the car and approached her. First, he gives her water to drink, then places a gun and a bullet near her before going back to his car. Actually, he wanted to give her a chance to save herself if she could. The woman's hands were trembling. Still, she loaded the gun and aimed, but she missed, and the man runs the poor woman over with his car. With this, the scene cuts, and now we see the main character of the story, Bobby, who was traveling alone. It was a deserted area somewhere near the Mexico border. Bobby was going to her boyfriend, whose name is Red, because they had a fight. Red had hit Bobby, which made her angry, and she had gone to stay with her sister. But now, she had decided to go back to her boyfriend because Bobby loved him, or at least wanted to give him another chance. But Bobby's sister was not happy with this decision because she knew that boy would continue to mistreat Bobby, and Bobby couldn't be happy with him, as people's natures don't change easily. In the past, this family had endured all this. Bobby's father was an abusive man, and he used to beat Bobby and her mother, so Bobby's sister didn't want her life to be ruined too. But Bobby had made her decision and was going back to that boy. After a little while, Bobby stopped at a gas station. While she was filling gas, a man approached her who was the sheriff of the area. He started talking to Bobby. He also offers her a beer, but Bobby wasn't interested in talking to a stranger, so she refuses the beer, after which the sheriff left. Bobby also left after paying inside. On the way, she got a call from her sister again, who was trying to convince her not to go to Red. His words angered Bobby, and she increased the car's speed. Just then, her car passed a police car, so Bobby had to stop because she was going quite fast. Bobby realizes it was the same sheriff she had met at the gas station. Now, Bobby quickly composes herself and tries to talk nicely to the sheriff, but the sheriff tells her that she has to pay a $1,000 fine for overspeeding. Bobby is shocked to hear this. She tells the sheriff that she doesn't have that much money. Then the sheriff, pointing to his car's light, says that she threw something out of her car, which broke his light. Bobby says she didn't do anything like that, but the sheriff blames Bobby and says that if she pays $300 for the light, he is ready to forgive the rest of her mistake. Reluctantly, Bobby agrees to this, but she didn't have that much cash, so the sheriff asks her to go back to the gas station to withdraw money from the ATM there. He also takes Bobby's phone from her, saying that she was overspeeding because of the phone. Bobby asks the sheriff what law allows taking someone's personal phone, to which the sheriff angrily tells her to show me some mercy with the law. Now, unwillingly, Bobby had to go back to the gas station, where the store owner tells her that their ATM has been out of order for a week. Hearing this, Bobby got worried. Bobby tells the store owner that this sheriff is a very strange man. He's bothering her for no reason. The store owner says that he is like that. A few days ago, another girl came here. She also needed money. From this, Bobby understood that this sheriff is not a good person, and he enjoys doing all this. So, Bobby decides that she will leave from here without paying. She won't even take her phone. The sheriff had told Bobby to wait there, but she left. The sheriff was a player in this game. He was not going to let Bobby go so easily. He saw Bobby running. Red, her boyfriend, was repeatedly calling Bobby's phone, so the sheriff answers the call and says that she will call him back later. Hearing a man's voice, Red started suspecting that Bobby was cheating on him. We are also shown that there are many cell phones already in the sheriff's car. There is no doubt that he is the serial killer and has killed many girls. The one who did this in the opening scene of the film was also this sheriff, and Bobby was going to meet the same fate. Bobby tries hard to escape, but first the sheriff shoots out her car's light with a sniper gun, and then he catches her. He stops Bobby and asks why she ran from the gas station when he had told her to wait there. Bobby explains that she needs to go to her boyfriend. It's very important. If she doesn't reach on time, he will suspect her. Then the sheriff tells her that her car's taillight is also broken. This is against the rules, for which she will have to pay a fine. Bobby was very upset by this. Now, the sheriff made Bobby stand near the car and started searching her. He was touching Bobby inappropriately, which she didn't like. But at this moment, she was very helpless. Now, the sheriff tells her that there is a diner ahead where she has to stop and pay him. He says that her license will remain with him, so she cannot try to escape. because she will not be allowed to cross the border without a license. Now, Bobby agreed and started moving forward, but then she sees that the sheriff has taken out a gun from his car and aimed it at her. Before she could understand anything, he shoots her car's tire. An accident was narrowly avoided. Bobby was very scared by this. She had realized what great danger she was in. The sheriff is a crazy maniac playing a game of death with her. She panics, gets out of the car, and sees the sheriff approaching in his car. Bobby composes herself a bit and then starts her journey towards the diner on foot. After walking for a long time, tired, she finally reached the diner. As soon as she went inside, she stole money from a man's table because she had no cash. Then she quickly uses the phone there to call Red and tells him she is in trouble. But Red doesn't believe her. Instead, he accuses Bobby of probably being with another man. Upset, Bobby goes and sits at a table. After a while, the waitress there, Annie, comes to her and says that if she wants to sit there, she has to order something. Otherwise, her boss won't let her sit there. Reluctantly, Bobby orders a coffee. Just then, Bobby saw that the sheriff had also reached the diner. Panicked, she immediately runs towards the bathroom. Maybe there's a way out from here. But there was no such way. In the diner, the same man whose money Bobby had stolen was arguing with the owner. He is accusing the waitress, Amy, of stealing the money. Without understanding the whole situation, the restaurant owner immediately fires Amy. Meanwhile, Bobby sees that the sheriff has brought her car. Seeing this, an idea came to Bobby's mind. She immediately calls 911 and lies that she needs help at the gas station because there is only one sheriff in the whole area. That's why the control room sends him there. After the sheriff leaves, Bobby immediately went to her car, but it was locked. Then Bobby understands that the sheriff is not going to give up on her so easily. She goes back inside the restaurant and calls her sister, telling her everything, that a policeman is chasing her. Hearing this, her sister got very scared. She says that she will complain about him. Just then, Bobby heard the sheriff's voice from behind. She turns around, startled. The sheriff steps forward and returns her keys and phone, even her ID. In fact, he apologizes for his behavior. Bobby is surprised to see all this. She wonders what happened suddenly. Then she tells her sister on the phone that she thinks everything is fine. Don't you worry. When Bobby came out, she saw Amy, meaning the one Bobby got fired. Bobby goes and talks to her and says that if she wants, she can give her a ride. She agreed. On the way, they talked a lot. Amy's life wasn't particularly good either. She had been addicted to drugs since childhood because her father used to do drugs. Bobby is also telling her story that her father was not a good person either. Then they both started to understand each other a lot. Everything was going fine. But then from a distance, the sheriff shoots Amy with a sniper rifle, and she dies instantly. Seeing this, Bobby was stunned. She started crying, screaming. She got out of the car. All this happening suddenly was very difficult for her. She was in shock. Then she realized that the sheriff was coming after her and he was going to blame Bobby for this death too. So gathering courage, she got into the car and tried to escape. But the sheriff got behind her car and started hitting it. Just then, Bobby got a call from her sister. She quickly picks up the call and tries to explain, but it was actually the sheriff, who had saved his number under her sister's name. He is telling Bobby that she can't escape. Now, Bobby sees a truck ahead, so she stopped her car in front of the truck. She goes to the truck driver and says that the sheriff is trying to kill her. That driver came out with his gun. By then, the sheriff had also arrived. He pointed his gun at the driver and said that this girl is a murderer who has called someone. The police have been chasing her since morning. The driver didn't believe the sheriff. As soon as his attention wavered from the sheriff shoots the driver and kills him too. Seeing this, Bobby freaked out. She runs towards her car and the sheriff lets her go. By night, Bobby reached a garage. She wanted to call her sister, but there was no network in this place. Bobby can't leave town as long as her ID is with the sheriff. Just then, Bobby heard a sound. As soon as that person came there, Bobby hits him with a piece of wood. She thought it was the sheriff, but it was a man who worked in the garage. Bobby apologized. She started telling him about her situation. This man's name was Ted. He tells Bobby to come inside. His boss will help her. Bobby is bandaging his eye. After some time, someone came there. Maybe it was Ted's boss. Bobby asks for the bathroom and he sends her to a room. Going inside, Bobby got a shock. There were many tools in that room, and on the wall in front, there were IDs of many girls. A number was written on each ID. It doesn't take long for Bobby to understand that this place actually belongs to the sheriff. In the meantime, he also came inside. Bobby stood there scared. The sheriff explains that the number on the ID means how many yards that girl had run. Now let's see how far you run. As soon as Bobby tries to leave, Ted hits her on the head from behind. and she faints. After regaining consciousness, Bobby sees that she is tied to a chair. Ted is actually the sheriff's younger brother, who is mentally unstable. By the way, the sheriff is no less. Here we learn that the sheriff hates women because his own mother was not a good woman. She troubled both of them a lot, which is why the sheriff became like this. When Ted started to touch Bobby, the sheriff hits him and pushes him away. Then the sheriff shows Bobby a knife and says that he made it from his mother's jawbone. With the same knife, he also cuts Bobby's tongue because Bobby had cursed him in anger. Bobby fainted from pain and agony. When she regained consciousness, she had been untied from the chair. Carrying the sheriff's knife, she came out. Both brothers were sitting in front of the TV, watching cartoons. Bobby, seeing the opportunity, ran from the house. But the sheriff was not unaware of this. Now it was the final stage of the sheriff's game, meaning giving his prey a chance and then finishing her. Like the woman we saw at the beginning. Bobby was also running, and the sheriff was behind her. In the end, when she gets tired, the sheriff gives her a gun and a bullet, if she can save herself. But instead of the sheriff, she shoots herself, which the sheriff found very strange. Angrily, he got out of the car, shouting that this game doesn't work like this. But in reality, Bobby had fired the shot in the air. As soon as the sheriff came near her, she stabs him with the knife. There was a bit of a struggle between them, but in the end, Bobby runs him over with the car. Then she goes to his house, puts her tongue in ice, and takes it from there. And when Ted came inside, Bobby finished him off too. And so, Bobby, she was the first girl who, to escape this psycho, also finished him. In the end, Bobby also throws away her phone because she didn't need a useless boyfriend like Red. Although he should have helped Bobby in this difficult time, she got out of this difficult situation alone. And with that, friends, the film ends. Hope you liked this story. If you liked the video, please like it. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe.